whether it was the gangsters or the government to blame. It will happen again.
Got a couple of treats for you tonight.
FX's Snowfall. Yeah, what's going on, fam? It's your man, VACAY-J, and yes, I'm back with another video. This is episode 6 recap for Snowfall, and yeah, we're going to find out who is the man behind all the hits, right? If you saw all the past episodes and the recaps, you know the whole family got hit. And yeah, right now, all right, your boy Franklin is captured, but we know he got away somehow, some way. So we're going to break that down, break down a recap. Definitely check out all the recaps that I've done, and let's get right into it. So the name of this is the Iliad Part 2, and where we left off is we have Oso and Franklin, and they're still locked up with this tiger on the other side of the cage. Of course, they're doing whatever it takes to get out. And yeah, Oso is just looking at the whole situation, and he's telling Franklin to hold on to his energy because they got to use that energy. So once this dude slips up, they can get away. And yeah, the guy is really on some crazy stuff. So he comes out and he's like, hey, listen. Franklin's like, listen, I got a lot of money. You know, it was a mistake. We just wanted to use the phone. We wasn't trying to rob you. But he's not listening to anything, right? Oso put a belt on the gate in between the cage so the cage won't open up, right? The gate won't open up so the tiger won't get in there. So this guy tries to open it up, but it doesn't open up. So he goes to the top of it to try to pull up the gate in between the cages so the tiger could eat Franklin and Oso. And guess what happens? He slips, and yeah, his leg goes down into the cage where the tiger is. And that tiger's so hungry, he just snatches onto that man's leg. Like, yeah, I'm hungry. Give me that meat, boy. And he tears his leg up. Look at Oso's face. I mean, Oso like, oh, my God. They both just like, dang. Like, he tore him up. That man is screaming his head off, right? He's like, damn, right? So he tears it down, and the guy, he definitely, you know, faints or whatever on top of the cage. But, yeah, that tiger's eating his leg up. But the keys drop in the tiger's side of the cage. So, yeah, Oso pulls up the gate. Franklin gets the keys. He slithers underneath there. And, yeah, they are now out of there. Man, like, I knew, as I predicted, that dude was going to slip up. So now they're trying to get back to that money so then they can get back to, you know, their home location. So they go out and they see this car and they're about to rob the car, right? Franklin's about to pull out his strap with no bullets in it. And guess who it is? Yeah, it's the Vatos who were looking for them all night, right? So they try to rob the wrong car. The Vatos come out and they stick them up. They said, put your hands up, right? And it's like, man, what a day, what an evening, what a night. I mean, come on, man. It's like you leave one area of captured and now you're getting captured again. So they like, yeah, get in the trunk. So they throw them in the trunk. So they go to some beauty shop. Probably the main guy's wife got a beauty shop. She's like, yeah, lock up and don't leave me a mess, right? So it's obvious they've done this before. So we see Franklin and we see Oso, and they tied him up, and they're like, all right, y'all tell us, where is this money at? They're looking for that money. Of course, they're not giving up any information at all, you know, so they start beating up Oso and they start beating up Franklin. You know, the guy puts on the gloves and he's really going in on these guys. Like, I'm going to ask you again. So they start hammering on Franklin and Oso. Meanwhile, the fam is still trying to figure out where Franklin is. And at the same time, they're trying to figure out who put the hit on him. Right. So they're talking about Peaches. They're talking about, you know, some other folks or whatever. Big Dion got the strap on Black Diamond and the girls, you know, because they were the ones that had the day off. They start arguing. Of course, Sissy's like, listen, just focus on finding my son. Meanwhile, the Vatos are beating down Franklin and Oso, trying to get the information as to where the money is. But of course, they're not giving it up. If they give up that information, yeah, the Vatos are going to take Franklin and Oso out. So they're not giving it up. So he's like, listen, man, I'm going to go to the bathroom. When I come back, definitely have some information. You know, Oso's trying to relate to him and say, hey, yeah, he's looking at the wall, looking at the maps. He's like, yeah, we must be cousins. And the guy's like, yeah, that's somebody else. That's not me. So he's like, listen, I heard you talking. He went to the bathroom. And Franklin's like, yeah, I will tell you where the money is, but I don't know what the address is. So I got to go with you to find, you know, to show it to you, right? I'm going to show it to you. and then y'all can get the money, but you got to promise to let us go and let us leave. Just let us leave, and that's it, right? So that's what they're about to do. Meanwhile, we find out a little bit more about Veronique. Come to find out, her mother was a con artist, and her mother taught her how to be a con artist at the same time when she was younger. So I knew there was something about Veronique. She's not just a lawyer. And Sissy is like, yeah, I see you're not just a lawyer. She's like, yeah, my mom taught me the game, this, that, and the third. So here's my question for you. Do you think that Veronique is behind this also, right? Not just a person, the mystery person, but she's a con artist, right? Did she con, Franklin into giving her all the information so she knows exactly what's going on? I don't know. You guys let me know, right? You guys let me know. So now, Franklin takes the Vatos to the house where the tiger was. That's where he takes them. So he takes the guys around back, the little guys waiting in the car. So Franklin's looking around, and they see the old man on top with his leg taken off. And they're like, oh, shoot, what the heck happened? Tiger comes out, attacks the main guy, Vato. Meanwhile, Franklin punches the other guy and gets away. Gets the strap and goes to the little man in the car. It's like, get out the car, right? I knew he was going to get away. I knew it. So, yeah, now they're back, and they're still trying to figure out where Peaches is. And, yeah, the girls, they're like, listen, we'll be better on the street to find them if y'all just let us go. But they're not trying to let them go at all. They're trying to keep them there. So Aunt Louie's trying to figure it out, and she's letting them know they're going to find Franklin. They're going to do whatever they got to do, right? So, of course, Sissy, she's worried. She's upset. Aunt Louie and Jerome, they leave, right? But they still got a guard in there. So Sissy says to Veronique, she says, I love my son with all my heart, but one thing I realized over the years with him being in this game is that, yeah, this is never going to change. Like, it's always going to happen, right? Like, there's something going to happen. And she's accepted that fact that, yeah, you think you're safe, but then something else is going to happen. And she plants that seed in Veronique's mind. Like, why did you do that, Sissy? I mean, she is telling her the truth. And it is what it is. So now Veronique is thinking about whether she should be around or not. So, yeah, your boy Franklin got away. He called Leon and Uncle Jerome. They come to pick him up. He's like, all right, let's go. Gonna find out he did not, kill the young guy. What he did was he put him in his trunk, the trunk of his own car, and said, all right, figure out how to get out, and put the keys in there, tied him up, put the keys in there so he can figure out how he's gonna get out his trunk. So Franklin jumps in the whip, and now they're gonna go back and rescue Oso, right? So Oso's there waiting with the other guys, and the guys are like, yo, it's taking too long. And then they ask Oso, how much was that money? He's like, $3 million. He's like, what? Man, we need to unstrap him, and we need to go get the money ourselves. They ran out on us. Boom. Uncle Jerome comes in the door, knocks out the guy at the door, and gets these guys on the ground. So does Leon, right? And yeah, that's right. Franklin comes in, man. I knew they was going to go back and rescue Oso. Absolutely. Oso has been loyal, period. So Franklin's like, what's up? I'm here. I'm back. I told you I'll come back. And of course, Oso is smiling. He's like, yeah, he's real happy to see him because there was no way that Oso was going to be getting out of this one. There was no way. So Franklin cuts the straps that was around Oso off. And yeah, man, it's like, it's all good. Like, I got your back. Franklin's just letting him know I was definitely going to come back for him. So Leon is like, yo, what we going to do with them? And Oso's like, you know what? I'm ready to go home. Let him be. Let him be, right? So, again, this is the second time. Franklin let the little guy go, and, Oso let the other guys go. So they're sitting in the back of the car while Leon and Uncle Jerome is getting the money. And, Franklin's talking and saying, yeah, at first we didn't trust each other, but I trust you. But it was hard for me to trust you, especially knowing that you and Teddy was spying on me while we was at that last drop. And Oso's like, what? Like, Oso doesn't know what's going on. He has no idea. And Franklin's like, oh, you didn't know? And Oso's like, nah, I didn't know any of that. I didn't know he was snooping around. So now they both don't trust Teddy, right? They both looking at Teddy sideways. So Leon and Jerome get the $3 million. They throw it in the trunk, and they about to take off. and they see that tiger roaming the streets, man. I guess Franklin left that gate open. And Franklin also looking at each other like, oh, shoot, I forgot to close the gate. So now they're back at the club, and Sissy is trying to patch up Oso. Oso's lady comes in, and she's like, what happened, da-da-da. Hits him like, you had me worried, da-da-da-da. So Franklin's like, yo, once y'all go home, Oso, get some rest, man. Get some rest. It's been a long day, right? Real long day. And again, Oso definitely has respect, and he definitely trusts Franklin even more because he didn't have to come back. Franklin did not have to come back and get Oso, but of course he came back to get him, to rescue him. So he sends him off, sends him home, gives him a pound, and you see there's a mutual respect there. And yeah, Franklin, that's all he wants to do. He wants to go home with his lady, and that's it, but he can't because they're finding out more information about what's going on. So Franklin's like, listen, I got to go take care of this. You know, I'm going to send you home with a guy, you know. And she's like, nah, I don't need it. I'm good. I'm going to be all right. You know, I should be fine. You know, nobody's coming after me. They're coming after you, right? So she's just on some like, yeah, I'm about to leave. And yeah, you know, Franklin kind of feels something is wrong because it's weird that she don't want a guy on her. So he's like, all right, you know, I'm going to be home soon. Just wait for me there. So he gives her a kiss. But he realizes something is off. The vibe is off. And that's because Sissy put that in Vernons' head that, yeah, it's always going to happen. So it is what it is. So Uncle Jerome is like, yo, what's the plan? What's the plan, nephew? He's like, yeah, we need to go find Peaches because he thinks it's Peaches. Like, it can only be Peaches, right? Who else could it be? So they go to the stash house. Man, listen. They go to that stash house and everything is gone. The product, the stacks of money. I mean, we talking over $10 million gone, bruh, out of there. And the only two people that can know about it is Peaches and one other person, right? Peaches and one other person that knew where that stash was at. And we know it's not Aunt Louie and Uncle Jerome, and it's not Leon because Leon, they ain't have access to none of that stuff, right? So they're like, yeah, we need to find out exactly who did what. We got to find Peaches, because Peaches is the only one. Like, it's coming down to it. And of course, Jerome feels some type of way because, you know, he was steadily every episode like, nah, it's not Peaches. It's not Peaches. Peaches is sick. Peaches is sick. So he feels some type of way about it, right? So now we see Franklin is back home. And yeah, all he wants to do is clean up. But he goes to look for Veronique and he sees that stuff is missing. Stuff is gone. So he's looking around, and he sees that there's a letter on the kitchen counter. Ah, shoot. What the heck? What is going on? Like, he just lost all his money, and now he's reading this little letter that Veronique left, and they don't read what she wrote on there, right? But obviously, she's gone. She's out. You know, she's probably saying, hey, this is just too much, and you can't protect me, so it's time to go. Of course, Franklin gets mad because he just lost all his money and lost his girl. And I'm, again, thinking, is it Veronique that was part of taking all of that money? Like, seriously. So now we see Franklin, and he's sitting down with Avi. And he's telling Avi, yeah, she left me. Yeah, you know, he's like, oh, I'm sorry. And, you know, Avi's telling him, like, yo, you could be anything you want to be, man. Like, you know, this is what I do. But what I noticed when you were younger is that there was a war going on inside of you. But you could be anything, a businessman, all of that, and still be on top, right? So he's trying to encourage him in a weird type of way. So Jerome and Aunt Louie, they meet up with some guys, and they're trying to find out, you know, from the guys if they heard anything. So, you know, Aunt Louie's like, yo, keep your ear to the street. Let us know what's going on. So he's like, all right. But he says it in a way kind of like, you know, like whatever. And Jerome is on some like, yo, you heard what she said, right? He's like, yeah, I heard what she said. And then here we go. There's tension starting. And Jerome ain't playing that. So Jerome knocks him out, knocks him on the ground. You know, the boy, his other boy, tries to go after Jerome. But she, you know, Aunt Louie takes out the strap and Jerome proceeds to pound on this guy, man. You know, they ain't having it. You know, they just got shot at with the straps. They went through a heck of a lot, you know, and they are mad. They're all mad. Like, Jerome is not playing with cats, man. And Aunt Louie's like, pick up your man, pick up your man. And Uncle Jerome's like, yeah, teach your boy how to scrap. Right? So now back at Parissa's house, Parissa and Teddy, boy. And he's asking her, okay, what do you want? What do you want? And she's like, yeah, I wanted my $500,000. And he's like, no, $250,000. And she keeps looking at him in all this weird type of way. And then she kisses your boy Teddy. Like, what the heck is going on? Didn't see that coming. And yeah, she tells him that she's been wanting to do that since the first time she met him. But he was married and had kids and had all this and that. Now that that's not the same anymore, she is trying to get at Teddy. So she's like, this is what I want. She wants to have a relationship with Teddy. Wow. So now we are at the hospital and Veronique's about to get the sonogram. So that's scheduled. Like, even though she left, she is still going to get this sonogram done. And yet Franklin knows about it. So he shows up and he thinks he's a little late. She's like, nah, they came early. We came early. So they proceed with this sonogram. And yeah, a lot of you guys, a lot of you fans were like, nah, she's not pregnant. But yeah, as we see, she is pregnant. And now they want to see if the baby, if there's a heartbeat for the baby. So yeah, Franklin's looking on. He sees what's going on. He's amazed. They're all amazed. They're all like happy about it for the most part. And yeah, it's like, okay, now we're going to try to listen to see if there's a heartbeat. We want to make sure that the baby is alive. And yeah, they get that heartbeat going. And it's a strong heartbeat, boy. That heart is real strong. And your boy, Franklin, he definitely sheds that tear, boy. He's like, man, that's my baby right there. That's my baby. So he's, he's in his feelings right now, not only because of that, but because of what's going on with him and Veronique. She asked the nurse to leave and yeah, they start to talk. So he's like, so what's going on? And she's like, listen, you said that you could protect me and, I believed you at first, but guess what? I don't believe you now. I don't think with this life that you're in that you could protect me. So I'm going to take some distance, take some time and be distant because now I have to protect the baby. Like seriously, like it's so much going on and you can't really protect us. It's obvious that you can't even protect yourself and you got to get out of this game. So then me, you, and the baby can be a family. But until then, she has to take her distance. She's taking the distance away from him. And he's like, what do you mean? Well, we can see each other at the office, but that's about it. Like, dang. So, yeah, I mean, she's protecting herself. She's protecting the baby. I mean, how can you argue with that, Franklin? You're in this life. You're trying to have a family, but it's not going down. So now they're sitting down and talking, and Black Diamond and the girls find out that there's another name on the street. It's not just Peaches. He's like, yeah, it's not just Peaches you got to worry about. There's this guy on the street, and his name is Kane. And your boy Franklin's like, yo, okay, that's him? That must be him? And Leon's like, yeah, he did spend some time. It's about time that he got out. Did he get out? It's like, yeah, he must be out now. So the girl's like, who is Kane? Who is this guy? Like, we're not telepathic, right? Like, tell us about this guy, Kane. So Franklin takes a deep breath, and now we see Franklin and Leon on a football field. It's like pee-wee football being played, and they on the field, and they see this guy, Kane. And this guy, come to find out, is an OG, man. Like, he was a older cat, and Franklin and Leon were younger, so he calls them Little Leon and Frankie. Right? And he's like, yeah, when did you get back? Why didn't you hit us up? He's like, yeah, I had things to do, broken families to fix. And yeah, he's going in. He's like, yeah, well, why you ain't come and talk to us? You know what I'm saying? He's like, Leon's like, yeah, you taking shots at old friends? He's like, nah, y'all like little brothers to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm teaching y'all the game, taught y'all the game and everything else like that. So he's really talking down to Franklin and Leon on some like, yeah, when I heard about my cousin getting stabbed, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to go to the funeral, couldn't go to the funeral. They wouldn't let me out. But then I heard that my brother, Kevin, got shot, on your watch. And I didn't go because I didn't want to come out and do something crazy, to get more time. So I sat and waited. And now I'm out. And yeah, I had to get at y'all one way or another. So basically he's like, yo, you took my brother out. Let me know and tell me to my face, man, that you actually shot my brother. But Franklin's like, yo, we here to make things right, man, but we could get at you at any given time, man. At any given time. And you should have hit us up. And Kane is like, yo, get your mans right here, the Gucci shoes, right, to Leon. And your boy Kane is just like, yo, I'm not moving, man. I'm here. Like, what? You want to get at me? Get at me right now. And he's like, you know what, man? Next time, we ain't going to miss. He's like, take y'all little boys, you know, y'all little boys go run along. Y'all little boys go run along. So, yeah, he has no idea who he's messing with. And your boy Franklin is not playing with this cat. And, yeah, you already know it's about to go down. Yeah, Franklin got a new enemy. And, yeah, this cat is about to get it. So, yeah, so that's the recap, fam, for Snowfall. Let me know your thoughts, your theories on this. Franklin's out. He lost his money. He lost his girl and the baby. Like, you already know he's about to go on a rampage, family. And we still don't know where Peaches is at. So let me know your thoughts and theories. I appreciate you all for watching. And until next time, salute.